it was very dash of Angela to shout at her mother like that. Okay, so quickly I can automatically eliminate 1, right? Positive word. I'll have to choose between 2, 3 and 4. So what's the right option? When I say arrogant, I'm talking about somebody who gives a lot of importance to self. Selfish, not thinking of others. So in this context, we're talking about shouting at. So obviously the more effective word is rude. It is very rude of Angela to shout at her mother like that. Next one of the major critiques of the examination system is that it leads to a spirit of dash competition among the students. Definitely not. See, what is your clue word in the context? Critiques, something that is not right. Right? We're not talking about something positive, we're talking about something negative. So here, whatever positive words I have, I will automatically eliminate. Adequate and intense. Out. I'll have to choose between 1 and 4. The most appropriate collocation and that fits the context is 4. Unhealthy. Alright? Keep in mind, critics of the examination system, which means something that is bad, something that is not right with the examination system, something that is wrong with the examination system. Right? Intense competition is good. Some amount of competition, adequate competition is good, but they're talking about the critic, which is something that is not working, something that is pointed as a flaw, pointing fingers. Severe again, all of that can be placed in a positive context as well. Intense, severe, but unhealthy on the other hand is a proper negative word. Something that should not happen, something that the examination system should not cultivate is unhealthy competition among the students. So unhealthy is the right word fit here. Severe is just a synonym to intense, right? He said, I believe that the acquisition of this new company will help us compete with our dash rivals. Options: more great, more big, heavier, larger, bigger. Okay, what's it going to be? Meaning of unearthed means to uncover, to dig out something. So, rivals, compete. You're competing with somebody more successful, somebody more powerful. The right word is bigger. We're not talking about size, we're not talking about their weight. So heavier, larger, incorrect. More great, more big also is not the right form. Right? There's comparison happening. They are competing with the rivals. So obviously you need a comparative form and the right word is bigger. Bigger rivals. Let's look at it. Some constituencies in Assam dashed the phenomenon of votes exceeding the margin of victory. Some constituencies in Assam dashed the phenomenon of votes exceeding the margin of victory. What's a clue word in the context? Somebody quickly tell me. Phenomenon, right? That's our clue word. What's a phenomenon? A phenomenon is an occurrence. It's a circumstance, right? It's an event that you can observe. It's an observable event. Let me write that down. What's the right word here? Is it heard, grasped, sensed, witnessed, rectified? Witnessed. Witnessed. To see. We dash not hurry. We have got plenty of time. We would not hurry. We must not hurry. We should not hurry. We need not hurry. What's the right word? Except for option A, would, right? All the other options seem grammatically correct, but logically is it correct? Must as a modal talks about some obligation, duty. Is that what is conveyed in the context? Is that the meaning? We should not hurry. Should not hurry also as a modal expresses something, this is the right thing to do. Again, is that what the meaning, the context is saying? No. Need not hurry. Why? Because we have got plenty of time. So there is no necessity for us to be in a hurry. So the right option is D. So applying a little bit of logic, understanding the meaning that the context is giving, we arrive at the right answer. Masked men dash a security van on the motorway. So our options, if you look at all our options, what's the common thread in all these options? What concept is this? Held out, held forth, held on, held up. Can somebody quickly tell me what concept is this? When you look at the options, what are all these? Held up, held on, held forth, held out. What are these? Who's going to give me the answer? Yes, phrasal verbs, right? Verb plus preposition, phrasal verbs. Okay. So, if it's phrasal verbs, we already know that phrasal verbs have different meaning in different contexts, right? So, let's understand that. So, when I say, let's look at option by option. Held out, first one. These are all phrasal verbs. We've established that fact. So, if these are phrasal verbs, when I say held out, means I'm
holding out something. I'm extending something to you. I held out a tissue for you to use, right? So held out, the meaning that held out is giving is I am extending my hand and giving you something, right? Held out a book, held out a pen, whatever. Extending and extending out. That's the meaning, held out. Held forth. What meaning does held forth give? So different meanings again. If I say held forth, it can mean, somebody is like talking about a particular subject for a long time. Or proclaiming something, right? Proclaiming something. I'm just shortening it, something. Or to talk at length. Held on. If I hold on to something, which means I'm not letting go. Right? If I say I'm holding on to something, which means I am either grasping something very tightly, to grasp something tightly. Right? I'm not letting go, to hold on to it. Yeah? Held up. Held up again has different meanings. So if I say, let's say I say, hey, I was held up by traffic on my way to work, which means there was a delay. That's one meaning. Another meaning is you holding somebody, and basically you're threatening them. You're stealing from them, right? And you're threatening them with either a gun or a weapon. Right? That's another meaning of held up. Steal from someone. Right? Using threat. You're threatening them with either a gun or a weapon or whatever. Right? So in the context, what's the right phrasal verb? Masked men, they're not extending out something. They're not proclaiming or talking at length. They are not grasping or holding on to something tightly, but they are stealing from the security van on the motorway, right? So masked men held up a security van on the motorway. That's the right phrasal verb. Option D. Masked men held up a security van on the motorway.